Hi everybody, I am the Reading Tortie and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing the wrap-up for September and the TBR for October. Yes, we're going into October. So September, I guess, was better than August, but August was dismal, so really you can't compare that. It's like, just, if you're going to compare something, don't compare it to something that's utterly garbage. So September, the books that I finished reading were The Shack. Should appear somewhere like here. So, The Shack. I finished it, finally. It was a different experience than when I started it, so it was good. I'm going to be posting a review about it. I guess, having a little difficulty with the review simply because faith, your relationship with your God or your religion, is very personal. And so, Mac's development with God and his Trinity are different than, I guess, it's a different experience for all of us when we're talking about our faith. However, I am going to review it from the perspective of someone who would pick up the book looking for what Mac finds. So from that perspective, I actually think it was really good. It read sort of like a manual sometimes, which is good for people seeking answers to questions that I think we have all asked at one point, and either we've ignored it or we've faced it head on as, yes, this is justified by my faith. No, it's not justified. I still have doubts. I have issues. I don't have issues. So it was a good book in that sense. I picked it up so that I could share the experience with my aunt, whom I'm getting to know now a lot more than when I was growing up. And I chose willingly to pick up the book. And so I did my very best to give it the best chance that I could, because I think every book deserves a fair shot. And just because the subject matter isn't for me doesn't make it a bad book. It just means that I'm not the particular demographic, which I already knew going into it because I picked it up because I wanted to share this experience with my aunt. So, disclaimer all over that. But it was still, I think, it was an all-around good book. Good Christian pop fiction. So, the other book I finished, I'll get to that one second. The book that I started and almost finished is the Behemoth for my readathon. I'm going to set this one down. Okay. A Column of Fire by Ken Follett. Third in the Kingsbridge series. And I am almost done with this book. I'm going to finish it in October. And it's glorious. It's beautiful. It's just amazingness. It's a little frustrating because everything goes wrong for like 855 pages. Then you might get something decent in the last 25. And then the other like 15 that are missing are just like scenery and amazingness. So I am going to finish this in October. I'm almost done. I finished a good chunk of it, like 700 pages during my 4-day reading retreat, which was glorious and fabulous. I'll link the video for that update in the description box below. But I'm almost done with this one. So when I finished the month of September, I was thinking, oh man, I read so much. I got all these books done and a zillion things done. And then, I was making my list for the video. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. I didn't finish that many books. I just read a very long book that took me like all over the world. And with so many characters, I think Ken Follett has more characters in this book than some books have in like entire series, not counting certain ones. So almost finished with this one, so I'm really excited. I love it. Even though it frustrated me, I really do like it. So this one, read it in September, almost done with it. And the other book that I actually did finish is Dream Boy by Jim Grimsley, author of Winter Birds and My Drowning, which I will probably read. So, Dream Boy is short, obviously, and I think it's geared towards a younger audience. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked it up, but judging based on the writing style and the text and all that stuff, I feel like this is geared towards teenagers, or older teenagers, which is really interesting to me because I don't know, it handles a lot of really heavy subject matter, and it does it in a very soft and caring way. It doesn't shove it in your face and, you know, everyone's being abused and there's all this like bad stuff going on. There's all this sadness, and it depicts it in a very gentle way so that you see it with its delicacies, and people that are reading this that potentially go through what's going on in here, they aren't set off by it, and they don't go into this like, oh my gosh, recurring spiraling depression over it. It's very subtle and beautiful. And at the end, and the blurb says, you know, that it's a tragic tale. And so when I read it, I was like, yeah, tragedy. I'm ready for this. I've prepared myself. I was like steeled, ready to battle with whatever was coming my way. And then like 100 pages in, like, yeah, I'm just sitting there so sad, so destroyed and lost, and in a euphoric misery because of how beautiful this book is. And it doesn't take you by storm like Call Me By Your Name, but it lulls you into a sense of comfort and security. Like, oh no, stuff's not going that bad. Stuff's not going that bad. And then all of a sudden, you realize like you come up for air, and your will to survive or live or just exist is gone. And you're like, whoa, where did that go? Then you don't realize you totally gave it away as soon as you open this book. And you're like, oh wait, I need that, but it's gone, long gone. Don't bother. You're not getting it back. So while I was reading this, I kind of just sat there and I read this almost completely straight through on a Friday night. And then I looked it up, realized it was a movie too. And so at around midnight, 12:30, I am distraught with my life because of this book, which is a beautiful feeling. And I'm sitting there crying, slowly, gently, whimpering, because I don't even have the sense of presence to just wail the way I did with Call Me By Your Name, because it just snuck up on me so badly. And I started watching the movie, so I'm curled up on my couch at like 1 a.m. with my cow, Miss Moo Moo, and I have a blanket around me, and I'm just whimpering from the opening credits to the closing credits, just the entire movie. I'm sitting there just whimpering, and I'm like holding my cow, and I'm like, it's okay, we're gonna be okay, and I'm just sad. And then they have their first encounter, and I just cry. And then they have just the regular story, and I'm just whimpering and sobbing silently because I know how it's gonna end, and it just destroyed me. And so at like 2:30, 3 in the morning, I'm just sitting there, and I think I'm still whimpering. I wasn't sure, and I just lay there on my couch, and I'm like, I can just go to sleep now and just sleep, because this book was really good. The movie was good. I actually liked the cast. It was pretty good. I didn't like it initially when I saw the trailer, but after I started watching, I'm like, beautiful cast. So the book, though, just, oh my gosh, so beautiful, so lovely. It's kind of sad. It is. It's very lonely, but it's so poetic, and it's so simple. And I guess that's all I'll say, because I'm actually going to post a review and a topic of discussion. The topic of discussion is going to be a movie review, actually. So I'm really excited. But Dream Boy, I finished in September in a span of about 5-6 hours. And it was an amazing, amazing ride. And you might not cry the entire way like I did, because I'm a big baby. But I did. And it was just, it consumed my weekend. And it was lovely and beautiful. So, yeah. Anyways, so back to the list. I read The Shack and Dream Boy. Currently reading A Column of Fire, and I'm actually listening to the audiobook of The English Patient. I'm having an interesting experience with this, so if anybody has read or listened to The English Patient, please comment in the section below so that we can talk about it, because I'm not entirely sure how I feel. I feel like this is a good book, but it's like a good book that you read in college for class that you just happen to enjoy. I've been wanting to read it. So when I checked out the audiobook, I'm like, oh, out of my genre, let's see what happens. And then I'm kind of listening to it, and I'm like, I can only handle this for maybe 15, 20 minutes at a time, because I get lost in it. Not in a bad way. I'm really confused. I'm kind of in that in-between phase. So if you have any comments on it, please let me know. I'm interested to see what you guys experience. Wrap up, I guess, done. Word count for the month of September. Man, it's worse than August. So because of my vacation for my reading, and because books consumed me a little more than normal because of Dream Boy and Column of Fire, my word count is at 18,225 words, which is 12,000 below August, which is just sad. So I'm so sorry to disappoint anybody that expected me to hit my word count goal of at least 50,000. Man, that was terrible. Did not hit it. But 18,000 with a lot of constructive thinking and proactive thinking for my writing in the future. So it wasn't a waste of a month. I just wish I had written more, but I didn't because I'm a terrible person. So that's that. TBR for October. The kind of priority for the month for me, aside from finishing Spring Essence, which I won't even talk about because it's been on my TBR for like 2 months. Sorry, guys. Is the Mega Roth Key by Robert Ashcroft. This book actually hasn't even been released. It will be released in February, I believe. Robert, if you're out there hearing this and it's incorrect, please correct me. I actually got this because I met the writer at one of my conferences and we became good friends. And he had extra copies. And he's like, hey, Tortie, do you want to like read this and let me know what you think? So I told him, hey, can I feature it on my YouTube channel? And he says, of course. So I'm like, this is so cool. I totally have an advanced copy. And I had him, dedicate it. And it says, to my favorite person, because I am his favorite person. Because I told him to write it. So it's really cool. The cover feels really cool. It was actually published by someone that I submitted my story to, which hopefully gets accepted. If not, it is what it is. So I'm really interested about this. This is a haunting, gripping debut novel infuses Nietzschean philosophy. Robert, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that. Genre transcendent sci-fi horror story, exploring humanity's darkest desire for transcendence and confronting the monsters within. So it seems pretty cool. I'm really excited. I actually like the person that actually published this, so I'm really excited. So I'll be reading this in October. It's kind of a priority for me because I really want to just tell him, hey, by the way, it was awesome, or by the way, it was not. I'm almost positive it was awesome because after talking to the guy, I refuse to believe he writes anything that's not good. So the Mega Roth Key, going to read that. And Spring Essence, obviously, but I want to pick up Something Like Summer. And it's part of the Something Like series by J. No, I could be wrong. I'm sorry. The movie came out February 2017, and I liked the cast. I thought they were really cool looking. I liked the dynamic of the trailer. And I think it's just a really cute, it's just a very nice coming-of-age story of these two young gay boys, teenagers that are exploring their sexuality and exploring, is it okay, is it not okay? And it's just another gay coming-of-age story, which I guess you guys have noticed is kind of a theme. I love reading gay stories. So that I'm also going to read in October. So I'm really excited about that. And I guess that would be it. There's a couple of other books here, like The Picture of Dorian Gray, that I want to read because I haven't read that because I'm a terrible English major. But I'll wait to talk about that one until I actually read it, because that one has a really crazy story that kind of just showcases how obsessive and just obsessive I can be. So that's actually about it for this video. Wrap up for September and TBR for October. Hopefully October is a pretty good month as far as reading and writing goes. So October's hopeful word count, we will see, is at least 30,000 words. Like, come on, Tortie, you can at least hit 30,000 words, but we'll see if it actually happens. So that would be it for this one. Let me know what you guys read in September or you didn't read, or how your September literary month went. And thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!